Hi and welcome to another installment of Shooting Star. This week we're going to be talking about how I shoot family portraits, but we're going to actually hone this and be a lot more specific in how I shoot family portraits in about 25 minutes. Now before I get into this, I really do want to highlight the importance of family portraits, and if I have an expedited process, it doesn't mean that I don't value them. In fact, my wedding photographer, David J., created such a great environment on my wedding day in regards to family portraits, and I try to emulate the same thing as I approach my clients. Now the important thing is for me to have a conversation with my clients before the actual wedding day. I explain to them what I want, and then I encourage them to talk to their family members about this importance and about how the day will unfold. So by the time the wedding comes around, we're not scrambling, nobody's yelling, it's not a stressful environment. The more you can talk and educate your clients in advance, the better it will become. So the conversation that I'm having with them is basically highlighting what type of photos I will be taking on the wedding day. And it looks a little bit like this. I tell my bride and groom, I will place the bride and groom in the center. I will have everybody who's anybody of importance. Parents, grandparents, siblings, aunties, uncles, cousins, godparents, anybody who they feel is a really vital portion of their family will stand up at the altar with them. I take that photo. That's what I call the legacy photo, and actually truly that is what I've seen from my experience, the photo that is most important to families because everybody is there all at once. Then I peel people back in layers. I remove the aunties, the uncles, the cousins, the grandparents, the aunties, the uncles, the godparents, and the cousins. What I'm left with is grandparents, parents, and siblings. I take that photo. Then I remove the grandparents, then I have parents and siblings. Then I remove the siblings, then I have just the parents, then I shoot just the siblings, then I put the bride's parents here, then I put the groom's parents here, I get that photo. Then what I do is I remove the bride's family, I bring everybody again from the groom's side of the family, and we'll replicate the same process. I will then shoot a portrait with the bride and her parents, the groom and his parents, and most of the time siblings are involved in the bridal party, and if I have not documented them already in the bridal party, I will quickly shoot one of those photos. That usually takes me, because I've streamlined it, about 25 to 30 minutes. Now the way that this can happen, again, is by having the conversation in advance. I will also explain during an initial conversation early on in the process that if they want a lot of mixtures of cousin pictures, auntie and uncle pictures, we will follow them throughout the cocktail hour or actually during the reception. I don't want the bride and groom to feel like they're stuck for an hour to an hour and 15 minutes just with formal portraits. I feel like it detracts from the overall environment of the day, and I really want them to enjoy portions of them just being married. Having said that, let's move into reader questions. Steve Solis asks, how do you deal with divorced or mixed families? This is a really great question, and again, something that I need to talk about with my clients in advance. I talk to them, what are the family dynamics like? Not all divorced families have an acrimonious relationship. If I can make sure that both sides of the divorced family are represented, that's always my preference, but again, I don't assume anything. I always get permission from my clients in advance. What does this look like? Who can stand with whom? Are we okay? And having that conversation in advance is how you can always do this. Michelle Deeker asks, what lens do you use? If I can use the 50mm, which is my absolute favorite lens, I will absolutely use that lens. I love it. I think that whip on it is just so good. It clicks and it just takes this beautiful photo. If not, if I feel like the groups are a little bit larger, I will use the 24 to 70. It's kind of like a go-to lens. I can zoom in and out according to the group size. Emily Trammell asks, what light setup do you use? I actually prefer to use natural light if at all possible. If I'm in a dark church, I will use my on-camera light in addition to my off-camera light setup. I will provide a link within the blog post pointing back to that post that lists what flash I use, the softbox, and the pocket wizards as well. Kim Kessler asks, how do you get family cooperation? And this is dealing in regards to somebody who, one, doesn't want to be there, or two, won't look at your camera. Usually you're kind of tipped off in advance if somebody's like complaining, oh, I want to go to the bar. Oh, how long will this take? When that happens, I ask somebody else what that person's name is. And if I come to find out his name is like Bill, like, hey Bill, so great to have you. Bill, can you look this way? Anytime you can find out somebody's name in advance and talk with them directly, it personalizes that relationship and makes it seem less demanding for you to be there. And always behind the camera, I know there's a lot of people talking as I'm taking photos. I'm always talking to the group as I'm taking photos. Everybody look here, this is looking wonderful, wonderful. Sometimes I'll hold up my hand saying, everybody looking at this camera. I hope this helps. If not, I'll try again next week. I hope you have a beautiful day and stay fabulous.